Oh, son of a gun. This is a rough one, guys. This is a rough one. The Dow down 5.63% to start the morning off. I just got off work. I've been working overnight, and I come home and I take a look at my portfolio, and I nearly wait. Never mind. I just did. I have officially just crapped my pants because this is what I would like to call rough. Down 5.6% today. Again, most of this is off of fears of potential outbreak and what that could do to companies' earnings. Uh, what I like to, I hate to look at this, okay? Look at the 5 year here. You don't like a dip like that, okay? This is not the kind of dip you like to see. This is not the kind of dip you like to see. You can see it in the max now. That's an ugly dip. But as you notice, I mean, with any market, obviously, you get to the point where you get these dips. It certainly happens. The question is, what does recovery look like? Well, I previously made a video about it, and I found a really good article regarding it that actually showed how long it took for recovery actually after the resulting market drop after different outbreaks. Every one of the major outbreaks has happened in the past 20 years. And from what I've seen, it pretty much gave it a look 6 months out and to see how it looked. So what I saw there was even 6 months out, the market was still red in every single one of those outbreaks. Every single one of those outbreaks. 6 months after the initial outbreak started, the market ended up still red. Obviously, we have a lot of ground to catch up. So from initial outbreak time in which people actually started freaking out would be in February here. Down 10% since then, really. But really overall, I mean, that's just ugly. All things considered, down only 10% could be a lot worse. But that is something that's going to take a while to get a recovery from. It really will. So, what kind of news do we have, regarding this? Well, first off, one thing that I found crazy is that stock trading actually got halted because of such a massive drop at open. It was down over 7% at open, which caused a pause in trading. Holy crap. It caused a 15-minute... I've never seen that in my time investing, obviously, because obviously this is stuff that you wouldn't see since the freaking Great Recession. This is crazy. I've never seen it halt because of such negative downward movement. But on top of that, you also have oil down more than 20%. Oh my gosh. Oil getting hammered. Crude oil is getting absolutely shemanged. And that's obviously part of this too. It is part of this to equate to what's going on with the stock world right now. So I'm sure a lot of you wondering what the crap did you need to do. Well, first step, do not sell during this. I understand the fear in it, and there could potentially be some more downward movement. From my perspective, I think if we end somewhere down around 5%, I think a vast majority of this coronavirus fear, sorry I said the words, but the vast majority of it is going to be priced into the market. Now, I say that for many reasons. Well, obviously we anticipate lower earnings from these companies, right? And I think a lot of this really has priced that in with such steep and sudden drops that I think we have plenty of room for recovery in the future. I'm talking maybe 2 quarters out. I think we'll be still having a rough time, but the economy is doing pretty well. Company earnings have been very good before this, so we'll see how this works prior and see what that does for these companies. But my goal here is just to hold on, put in some more capital on these type of dips here. I did definitely put in a decent chunk of change this morning. Again, I just keep willing it away because there's some stocks that I think are getting to very fair value. And again, there were a lot of stocks that really weren't that great of value prior to this big downward movement. Now I think things are getting to pretty good value. I think you can find a lot of good deals as opposed to previously. If you talk to me, 2 weeks, 3 weeks prior, I don't think there's that many good deals. But right now, I think the deals are flowing. It's like fire sale out there. Fire sale. It's quality stuff. So one other thing I would mention here is a potential, if you're into the more risk oriented type trading, I think now would not be a bad time to potentially get into some long-term call options. So I'm talking ones that expire a year down the road. Long-term call options, I feel like I said that super weird. Long-term call options could be interesting because you think about it, this recovery will at least happen a year out, right? You're going to find some recovery. And a lot of these stocks, just based off of positive earnings, could recover a lot quicker. But the market as a whole, I don't see recovering from this for a good, 6 to 8 months, in my perspective. But a long-term call option, somewhere around the 9 month to a year range, could incorporate in that, and you might be able to get you some cheap shares or, sell off that contract for a good deal, whatever floats your boat. Mine tends to be flex tape. Personally, I usually use flex tape to float my boat, but to each their own. So that's my advice in this incredibly weird market condition. Hope you enjoyed.